What's poppin', world? I hope all is well. Today I want to talk about black men having lower standards than other groups of men when it comes to choosing women. Now, this is not absolute. I know many brothers who get with the woman they desired and they have kids, get married, live happily ever after, right? So this is not absolute. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, I know a lot of men that continue to complain about the dating market and they continue to complain about the women who they end up in relationships with, right? And what I'm simply saying is, men, if you would raise your standards a little bit, these women wouldn't move and act the way that they do, right? So in this video, I'm not here to bash men, for who they end up with or their standards and nothing like that. It ain't a bash, but it's more so to encourage men to raise the bar a little bit. And maybe these women who you wound up getting with, of whatever race they may be, these women you end up with, they will move differently. They will act better. They will be in line, if you will, right? But many of the women are the way that they are because we have allowed certain things to go on for too long. And this has been going on for many generations. So this did not just start now. This has been going on for many generations, right? So ultimately, you want to end up with a woman who is respecting you, who is allowing you to lead, and a whole plethora of things should be going on that I'm going to discuss a little bit later in the video, right? So, anyway, many of you and many of us as black men, sometimes when we get in relationships with some of these women or we deal with certain types of women, it seems as if we're in a mindset of, hey, we don't deserve the best, right? When other races of men, by and large, don't move that way. Many men of other races, when they see certain traits in a woman, they just leave them where they at and they sit back and chill and they're patient and then they go after the woman they want. Us on the other end, we will tend to get with someone, although we see different red flags, right? We'll go ahead and get with them anyway, hoping to be Superman or we can save them on all this other stuff. We'll see the good in them, which is good. Many of us have an abundance of grace, which is a good thing, right? But that could also be your downfall, right? When you get in these situations or get in a relationship with women who just aren't best for you. You know what I mean? It happens all the time. Now, I'm solely talking about men who are becoming the best versions of themselves, um, men who take care of their responsibilities, men who don't have a problem getting women. That's who I'm talking about, right? Guys who don't have a problem. Now, some guys out there, maybe they ain't all that. You got to get who you can. I get it. But I'm talking about guys who are becoming the best versions of themselves and they don't have a problem getting women. Now, as a man, you should be a provider, a protector, a leader, a problem solver, and you should be following God to set that firm foundation, right? And as you do that, your woman should not have a problem staying in her feminine frame. See, many women are coming out of their feminine frame, stepping into these masculine roles and trying to run the house and run their mouth and run this and run that. And that's just all out of order, right? Men that I'm speaking about are complaining about women that don't allow them to lead, women that don't respect the men, right? Women who are not taking good care of their bodies, right? They're not staying fit, they're not working out consistently. Women who are abusive physically and verbally, right? Women who seek attention online constantly, right? They seek all this attention online, right? Women who won't do the things that they need to do around the house, right? So men are dealing with women who have all these different issues going on, right? And you may ask, well, why are these men even dealing with these women, right? These men are dealing with these women, some for financial gain, right? Some for sex. Some may deal with a woman, she may have a place to stay, right? She might have government benefits, so the rent might be cheap. Or she might get food stamps, right? Or she could be helping this man take care of his kids, right? Or it could be a woman who don't have those type of issues, but hey, she's got a good career, she's making good money, so I put up with not getting the respect I need as a man. And some men may deal with other women because they have all these degrees, right? They may say, hey, they educated, right? And the thing about in the black community, the women have more college degrees than the men, right? Overall, our women are becoming more educated than us as men. And the thing about that is, here's a fun fact. As the degrees go up in the women, so does the divorce rates go up in the black community. So the divorce rate is going through the roof, right, as that happens. What you get is a lot of women who get these careers and these degrees, and they say, you know what, I don't need no man, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I can do it by myself. Or the women who don't say that, they get in these relationships or these marriages and they want everything to be 50-50. But the thing is, if you have a strong alpha male who ain't playing that, who know he the head, he the leader, it's going to be a clash, right? Because both people trying to run the show, right? Anything with two heads is a monster. You don't have two heads. The order is you got God, you got the husband, you got the wife, you got the children. That's how it's supposed to go. That's how God made it. But see, so many people trying to make it work that way, and it's just crashing. Now, in the situations where you do have two people, like maybe that husband do agree, hey, it's all 50-50 over here, it's all 50-50. That man has to tuck his nuts in between his legs and take the back seat and tell the woman, oh yeah, you got it, you got it, you got it. But see, he's not truly standing in firm in his masculinity, right? He's taking the back seat. He's letting things slide. Like, oh, I ain't worried about it. But it's not in a man's nature to allow it to happen. And as black men, what we must remember is, since the beginning of time, black men have been the icon for masculinity, right? When you think of a strong, firm man, you think of a black man. Even if you go back to slavery times, right? The big, strong black men, that's who you think of when you think of a man. You think of a strong man. You think of these athletes, right? Right? You think of football players, basketball. You think of this masculine man, which is dominated, by black men. These sports and all this stuff. These big, black, strong men, that's what you think of when you think about masculinity, right? But we are letting the society emasculate us, right? Take this out of, even when, I ain't even gonna get into what I want to get into. Let me step back. But we are, when a strong black man is running his household, calling shots, doing this, doing that, many people may call him crazy. Many people might call him a narcissist. Many people may call him controlling. Oh, he's controlling. He's not playing that. He's this, that. When men of other races do it, they're like, oh, whoa, that's a strong man right there. He don't play that. Yeah, let him know. He don't play that. But when a black man do it, it's a problem, right? It's a problem. They want to lock him down. They want to tie his hands behind his back. Guys, we have got to stop allowing this to happen, right? And if you don't understand anything I've said, check this out. Whenever you see two black people happily in a relationship or marriage, a lot of people will stamp black love on it, right? Black love is a good thing, but the fact that they stamp that on it, that is basically them saying it's rare to see two black people getting along or happily married, so on and so forth. We have got to kill that narrative also. When you stamp black love on it, that's like saying, oh, it's rare, so let us stamp this on it, right? You don't see other races of people doing that. You don't see people saying white love, Hispanic love, Asian love, because it's normal for people of the same race, same culture to be together. But what we do, we'll stamp that on it, right? And we're kind of admitting like, oh yeah, it's not common to see this, so we're gonna stamp black love on it. So guys, stop subscribing to some of those labels that they put out there on us. Stop subscribing to that. And I'm not just talking to other people, guys, other men. I'm guilty too. I've had low standards. I've had low standards over my years. If I take a stroll down memory lane, back in 2013, I was in school, I was playing football, had my own apartment, I had two cars, and I was working at the hospital. And that's where I met the mother of my children, right? We met each other, we started kicking it. One thing led to another. 2 months in, she was pregnant, right? So here I am, a guy trying to finish school, play football, do all this other stuff. Now I got a baby on the way. Now she already had two daughters, right? And she had a house, built from the ground up. So she was doing good for herself. So this isn't a knock on her, but I had no business implementing myself in that situation, right? I had low standards. That was a terrible idea or a terrible thing for me to do at the time, right? I was scheduled to go to the NFL Combine that next year, in which I still did, guys. But let me tell you, when I went, I was tired. I was stressed out. I had a lot of stuff going on. I was dealing with drama, at the house. it was a lot going on, guys. I should not have put myself in that situation. I had low standards. I should have did better. I could arguably say a man of another race who was in that same situation in school, playing football, had this stuff going for himself, he would not have dabbled into that situation. He would have been like, you know what, I'm good. Let me pass on that. Right? But me thinking like, hey, why not? Went and did that and just made life a whole lot harder for myself. I could have prevented that. So what I'm saying is, guys, even I've had low standards. Now, I've built myself up over the years, and all glory goes to God. He brought me out of the situations that I've been in. But guys, it made life so much harder for me because I had low standards at that time. Right? So I'm even guilty of having low standards. And that's why I come out here and say, guys, raise the bar a little bit. All of these things you're complaining about the women, many of us have allowed it to go on for so long. Now it's time to put your foot down and say, nah, not no more. I ain't dealing with none of that, right? Guys, it's time to change the narrative. Change the narrative. If you like what you're hearing, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Maury Speaks the Beast. Maybe I got something wrong, right? Comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like the video, share the video. You know, guys, we have got to build the community back up, right? Our women are married at 26%. 26%, that is low. That means only 1/4 of our women will get married in a lifetime. That is very low. Our children born out of wedlock, 71%. The next lowest would be 53. 53 with Hispanics. 29% in the white community. Only 29 born out of wedlock. Guys, we have got to do better. We have got to raise the standards. We are allowing a lot of stuff to go on. The stuff that's going on, they're talking about the women and stuff. We have allowed it. Guys, it's time to put your foot down and say no more. No more. And when it comes to selecting women, guys, hey, you can get you some good sisters out there. You can get you a good sister. But there's also good women in other races. Hey, don't put yourself in the box. Get a woman who's going to help you become the best version of yourself. Get out of that box. Stop settling when you can do better. Stop settling when you can do better. Now, it's nothing wrong with settling in some cases. Hey, you get who you can. You get who you qualify